Hi, I'm Manisha Manoharan. I'm a psychology graduate and I live in the United Kingdom. I have been learning yoga and practicing it with a B as my trainer for the past year, and it has been a phenomenal journey and it has changed my life in ways unimaginable. So, before I actually tell you about it, I would like to give you a bit of a context about why I chose yoga and why I chose a B to learn yoga from. I've had chronic tic disorder ever since I was a little girl, and as I became an adult, it got worse, and so many doctors have tried to diagnose it and treat it, but it has never worked. And I have had to live with it, and the excruciating physical pain and the mental stigma associated with it all my life. Now, because of this, I also developed severe anxiety and depression issues. And with a lot of turbulence that occurred in my personal life, uh, things were not easy for me. And I thought I had hit rock bottom, but I realized there was something beyond and beneath rock bottom. And I realized that last year, last December, I was sinking deeper and deeper. And I just thought that my life had no meaning. And I felt that everything in my life had fallen apart. That was also the time when I had moved to the UK, and I was completely alone, and I was completely detached from uh, a system of or a support system of people that I could call family. So it was one of the hardest times of my life. And I think when you fall so low in life and you do not want to give up, that's when the universe shows you a tiny streak of light for you to hold on, a ray of hope. And that ray of hope came through one of my brothers who suggested that I learn and practice yoga to help me through this phase, to heal all my inner wounds and to help me cope with my tic disorder and the associated conditions. So that's when I very reluctantly and hesitantly reached out to Abhi, because I have learned yoga from so many different people over different phases in my life, but I could never relate to it. I ended up disliking yoga a lot and I would quit. And that has been a pattern that anything that I pick up in life, I would end up quitting if I was not engaged well enough, if I didn't find it interesting and I didn't find it challenging enough for me. But I think the one phone call that I made to Abhi last December, it changed my life completely, because since then there was no looking back. He has been so kind and so generous in being able to understand my needs, understand how I functioned, and he tailored his approach of teaching accordingly. I don't think Abhi taught me yoga. I think Abhi infused yoga into my life. Yoga has now become a part of my lifestyle. And when I started learning from Abhi, I was a woman who had hit worse than rock bottom, who did not value herself. I had the lowest possible self esteem ever. I did not have a good body image because I've always been a plus size girl, and in India it has been very difficult for me to thrive being a plus size girl without people constantly commenting about how I looked and how I should lose weight and become more beautiful. But that took a heavy toll on my self esteem, and I believed that I was not beautiful. I believed that I was not worthy of love. I believed that I was not good enough. And I didn't believe I could do things that I was capable of, that I had the potential for. So that's how I started off. And I didn't have friends here. I didn't have, I didn't know what I was doing with my life. But the only thing Abhi asked from me was that I be regular to my classes. And if on days that I cannot attend or do not feel like attending, it's absolutely okay. But whenever I did feel like resuming my yoga sessions with him, he requested me not to hesitate and just reach out and just start resuming the sessions with him. And he gave me that space, that comfort. There have been days where I have just messaged him in the morning just before my class saying, I just can't do it today. I'm not ready for it. And he has been extremely kind and gracious enough to say, it's okay. Whenever you're ready, we'll resume it from then. I've had longer breaks. I've had moments where I've been extremely sick, and all Abhi has done was, it's okay, you don't need to do yoga. You can just come and let me put you through a state of relaxation so you feel better. There have been so many days where I have, as we were doing yoga, I have talked to Abhi about so many of my limiting beliefs, about what was bothering me, what was holding me back, or how I perceived myself and other people. And he's not just been a trainer, he's been my friend, my brother, my therapist, everybody put in one. And he's, in fact, given me that strength, or helped me find that strength within, to open up to life and to let life flow through me. I think that has been the highlight of my journey with him. Because ever since I started practicing yoga, I could feel changes in my body. My body became more flexible, because of which my mind became more flexible. And I think, as a part of balancing all my chakras, my self esteem improved. The way I saw myself changed, it became better. And I started making new friends, and friends who are still very dear to me. And I started creating a life for myself here, and my reality shifted. And now I am blessed to have a support system that's very much like my family here, and friends that I can cherish and treasure for the rest of my life. And no matter where I go, no matter who I talk to, I'm able to feel extremely confident in my own skin and my body. And I used to compare my body with other women who I presumed were better looking. And I would always look down upon my body, thinking of myself as an abomination. And when I realized that and shifted and reframed those beliefs, I realized how beautiful I am. I realized how full of life I am, and how people love that about a person. And I began loving myself more. And I realized, when love just completely filled me within, it just overflowed to everybody around me. And I think, I believe that that has helped me create a beautiful life here. And now the way I look at myself, it's just absolutely different, because for the past 31 years, I existed believing that I was not good enough. But now, with the entire journey of yoga and learning yoga from Abhi, it has shifted my life in ways that I just cannot describe. My life has become so beautiful. And I've opened up to life and love, and it's been amazing. And it's not just the fact that he's so competent in yoga. The way he's taught me yoga has been very scientific, because I'm a person who questions everything. I want to know why I'm doing what I'm doing. I want to know how it can be done better, or how it can be customized to uh, my body, to my needs, because I have a lot of physical limitations, or I believe I had a lot of physical limitations, apart from the fact that I was a huge built girl. But Abhi has tailored every asana for me in such a way that it has helped me break not just my physical limitations, but my mental limitations. And the more and more he helped me do that, the more fearless I became. And I still tell Abhi of the first day that I arrived in the UK. This is a country where you have to walk around a lot to get to places. So I remember the first day that I had to go pick up groceries from a supermarket, and I had to walk for almost half an hour to get there. I know it was an uphill walk. 10 minutes into the walk, I felt like I was going to collapse. I couldn't breathe. I sat on the road, and I remember telling the girl who was with me that I think I'm going to collapse. I think my heart is going to give out right now. I just can't walk anymore. I can't breathe. And I saw a really old woman walking past me, and she was really fit and she was strong, and she just asked me if I was okay. And I just saw her walking, and I felt so humiliated and embarrassed about myself because, at my age, I couldn't even walk beyond 10 minutes. And that day I had decided that I'm going to conquer that. And ever since I started doing yoga, a couple of months into my yoga sessions with Abhi, I could walk for like 20 to 30 minutes non-stop at a steady pace without feeling breathless. So for a lot of people it might seem like a small thing, but for me it was a phenomenal achievement. It was a huge milestone in my life because from not being able to breathe properly, having had asthmatic issues all my life, I've been able to breathe without any restrictions. I feel I can breathe free for the first time in my life, and it's all because of the way that Abhi has taught me and helped me practice yoga. And I realized that yoga is, taking out all the stretching, the asanas, the postures. It's all about learning to breathe right. And I think Abhi has done a great job in teaching me that. And now, no matter what happens, I know that all I need to do is take charge of my breathing and set it right, and everything else in my life falls into place. So, like I said earlier, I had a lot of anxiety issues. I was very depressed, but now with consistent practice of yoga, and yoga with Abhi has been one of the very few consistent practices in my life, and I'm very proud of myself for that. And I don't think it would have been possible had it not been for Abhi being my teacher. And it has helped me manage my anxiety. It has helped me open up to people. It has helped me connect with people, take on challenges, manage difficult situations in a much more mature and practical manner. And it has helped me look within and understand what my deeper self is, and to heal my inner wounds, and to become the person that I am today, and to completely realize my potential and become the woman that I am today, and a woman that I'm extremely proud of. And this wouldn't have been possible had it not been for Abhi, because he is not a teacher like the rest of them. He's one of a kind, and I think it is surely a blessing to everybody who's had the honor of learning with him. A lot of people may not realize it, but for me, this man has changed my life, and it is. I lived a life. I still question how did I live a life without living it the way that I am doing it right now. I think I was merely existing, but now I'm actually living. It is all because of my yoga practice with Abhi, and not just the yoga, but the way that Abhi uses even NLP and other therapeutic techniques on me very subtly, without me noticing it. But it actually creates a huge difference in the way I think and perceive things. And there's so many learnings. It's not just restricted to yoga. I learned so much from him about life, about how to be with people, how to nurture relationships, how to be a good person, about humanity. So I think it's the universe has really really blessed me in this aspect, that I found a friend and a great mentor and a trainer, a great brother in Abhi, and it's just been a beautiful journey with him. And when I started with Abhi, even while doing yoga, I told him two things. One is I do not like to be restricted. I do not like to be put on a time limit, and I have a disordered eating habit, because of which I cannot get into a strict diet regimen, and losing weight is never my objective. So these were things that I had told him very clearly at the start of my session. And Abhi has never pushed me to lose weight. He's never pushed me to look a certain way. He's never pushed me to stick to a diet regimen. Comfortable in my space and given me all the resources I needed to equip myself and to lift myself up. And slowly, I realized that my eating habits have become more healthier and cleaner. And as a consequence of that, along with the yoga that I've been practicing every day, uh, I've I've managed to lose a few inches. My body has managed to tone down a few inches and achieve acquire a shape and a contour to it, which I never had before. And so these are subtle changes and shifts that a lot of people may not notice easily, but I know how my body and mind have changed, and I'm extremely grateful and proud of it. And I think that's been possible because of the space and the comfort and the manner in which Abhi has, taken me forward in this journey. And a lot of friends have begun asking me about how I've completely transformed from the person that I was, how I can remain calm and composed in most situations, and how my emotional regulation is very, very good, and how I just love the way I am, and how I carry myself. And I love the way that my body feels and looks, and I carry myself in a very poised and elegant and beautiful manner, and I'm extremely confident about it. uh, and I just tell them that yoga is all that I do, and they want to know how my journey has been. So it's beautiful how people are beginning to see that, and I just wish they just find the strength and the courage to make yoga a part of their life. And I hope they have the blessing of learning from someone like Abhi in their lives. There's just so much that this man has helped me achieve in my life, but most of all, it is the fact that he has taught me how to be more resilient, and he's made me more fearless, and he's given me the tools and the strength that I need to live life to the fullest. And I know that I feel life oozing out of me, and there's so much of love, life, and peace within me that it's spreading all around me now, and people around me can also feel it and perceive it. And I think for me, that is a phenomenal milestone, and I have achieved a lot in that aspect. And I'm extremely grateful to Abhi for being my teacher, for never giving up on me. He's never given up on me. He's all the people in my life so far have told me I'm inconsistent, but he's never failed to stop believing in me. He's never given up on me. And had he not been the teacher that he is, I don't think I would have given life a second chance and found myself and fallen in love with myself and found a whole beautiful life here. And I wouldn't have been able to create my world here. And I'm extremely grateful to him, and I wish him from the bottom of my heart that the universe bless him and his family and all the generations to come, that they all may be blessed with an abundance of joy, love, and peace. And may Abhi continue to inspire and transform lives like mine. And I always tell him I'm just the beginning. And I know for sure that there are many more souls that are waiting to be healed and transformed, just like mine. And I believe that's one of Abhi's biggest purposes. And it's been an honor to have been a part of his journey as well. So thank you, Abhi. Thank you. I am eternally grateful to you, and I love you so much. And thank you for being the most amazing teacher, mentor, friend, and brother to me. Love you so much. A lot of love and light to you. And if anybody has to learn yoga for the first time as a beginner or in any stage of their life, and if they genuinely want to shift the way that their life is and to create a life that they desire, I think you are the right person to show them that direction and to help them create a life of their desires and to help them realize how beautiful life is despite its challenges. So, thank you so much, Abhi.